Hey Gemini, welcome to your reading. My name's Antonio and this is Copper Visions. So I was just asking Spirit, what for Gemini, right? And immediately I was drawn to my little doorway cards, and immediately I heard one door opening and one door closing, and I pulled a card for each door. And the first one I haven't read. I have no idea what I'm about to say, but it's this. It says hummingbird song, nectar of sweetness and joy it brings, the hummingbird's healing as medicine it sings. For some reason there needed to be a pause in there. The hummingbird's healing as medicine it sings. So singing could be very healing for you right now, and that's the door that's opening. So whatever door you wish to open that feels right to you, that feels good, that feels nurturing, that feels healing, it might start with you singing or humming or listening to music, at least, something that really touches you on a deep level, you know what I mean? And the door that's closing, which will be interesting because these cards are inherently pretty positive, so I actually don't know what this will be, but it's this one, and it says, offerings. Abundance lies in the heart that allows. Share more than expected and see love come around. Abundance lies in the heart that allows. Share more than expected and see love come around. So if this is the door that's closing, how does that make sense? Makes sense. Oof. And so it almost feels like you're by you choosing to not share something, there's a door that's closing. But it's almost like it's kind of complex, I'm getting. It's kind of complex. So I want to actually pull a shamanic healing oracle for each one. But I want to clarify mainly, I already have it. I want to clarify this door that's closing. Teaching. Interesting. You might have been you might, I mean, this is very literal. You might be a teacher and you're choosing to not teach anymore. You're choosing to kind of, pull your energy back into you instead of, being as generous as you have been. Maybe that applies, maybe it doesn't. But it's the number 14, so there's this symbolism of temperance, which is 14 is the number of temperance in the tarot. So I'm seeing too this sense of ancient teaching or ancient wisdom or guidance, but for some reason it's in the pile that has the door closing. So I'm not sure where that'll go or what will begin to be clear after this, but focusing back on the door that's opening, there's this integration card. You might have just recently felt like in the night there's some information that came to you, or when you sing there will be some type of information that will become more clear with how and why you're feeling what you're feeling, if you feel like you're going through it. And it's really actually fascinating how on this card I just noticed there are a bunch of, it's kind of just detailing decoration, right? But all of these little things to me look like doors. So it feels like you're actually opening up excuse me, to a lot more possibilities than what you've been doing. You're opening up the door to many more doors. But for some reason, the door that's closing, I think I'd be really curious to know if, however, that resonates for you, because I almost feel sad. I almost feel like if there's something that's not coming to light that needs to come to light, or you're feeling like you're alone in something, or you're feeling, I'm hearing uptight, but I don't think it's you. I think there's an energy of someone being uptight and you're almost asking what gives. Why are you so critical, or why are you so judgmental about something? I don't know where that's coming from. And for some reason I'm really trying to not use the tarot right now because I just want to channel and see what comes through. But Gemini, you know, this is the first reading I've ever done for you, specifically. And there are many stereotypes I think every astrological sign has. But for me, I felt any Gemini I came across, I actually thought they were lovely. And I thought that, I felt that, you know, as a Libra, I felt like I wasn't alone in my ability to hold two opposites at the same time, you know? Where maybe you feel a certain truth about something and you feel another truth about the same thing, right? But somehow you can hold these two opposites. So you're like asking yourself, is there something that's really ending, and what is that, and why is that kind of confusing? But when you look at something that's beginning, it actually looks really clear and it looks really simple. So there's this, I'm hearing intertwining of some type of energy. Oh, well, it's not intertwining anymore. It's is there, what do you call untwining? It's becoming undone. It's becoming undone. Perhaps you feel like you are becoming undone. That feels right. Oh, okay. Well, let's keep going. I mean, I don't know how much energy I want to put into discovering what is ending, because you might already know what that is. And I'm pulling from my Oracle of the Universe cards here. So, all right, Spirit, just to equalize the situation, what is it that Gemini needs to know about the new? Oh, whoa. Okay. That was really interesting how they came out. It's almost like Spirit is like, we're still doing two. We're still doing two comparisons, or making two judgment calls, or one judgment call for the same thing. And I see one card. I haven't seen another. Just showing you how it's going. Oh, but self-trust. Wow, that came out. That came out in the area of the new. Is that you're actually trusting yourself, trusting the foundations you've laid. Really, 38. Necklace. Self-trust. Maybe there's a necklace that you like to wear, and actually I'm not wearing one, which is kind of rare. Did I already say rare twice though? I mean, huh. You might really be resonating with the moon at this time though, at least in this time of your life. Just because of this symbology that's really standing out to me. Of course, this is a moon. I think it's rising. Or it's, well, when it sets, it kind of gets brighter. So I feel like it's rising, but it's taking its time. It's really taking its time to rise, and that might be part of the mystery that's connecting these two different doors that we have here. But self-trust is such a beautiful energy to be in, and I'm almost finding my way to this path of more self-trust in this moment, right here with you. And that's really powerful, right? You want to continue to make choices based on how much you trust yourself. And when that self-trust is challenged in a way, things feel horrible, right? Things feel, well, they feel uncertain. They feel out of sorts. You feel out of sorts, right? When you're not sure what to trust, you know. And I'm hearing that phrase, if you don't stand for something, you fall for anything, in a way. So it's almost like influences, or like guidance that you've been receiving. Maybe actually there's been a specific teaching that you learned that isn't working for you anymore. that was trying to tell you, hey, this is how you do it. This is, well, I'm hearing this is the way, the truth, and the light. Which now it feels very profound, because it's almost like I'm getting into some very maybe trigger warning territory, you know. But all that said, I haven't looked at the card that I haven't seen, and it's in the pile where, you know, I'm doing the gesture to like push it aside because it's closing, and it says generosity. What did I say? Abundance lies in the heart that allows, share more than expected, and see love come around. So sharing more than expected, and then this is the generosity card that comes out with it. So it's almost like Spirit might be saying, what is Spirit saying? And then the moon came out again. You see, this hunter is allowing this fox to get away with its prey. And we don't know whether or not this fox actually caught this, or if the hunter was hunting the thing that the fox stole, or, I mean, it doesn't really matter more than the fact that this hunter can see what's going on. And the fox even looks a little ashamed, or looks afraid that it might not get away with this. It says Vulpecula, which I actually don't know. And I don't feel guided to read these cards, and it bounced so that it flipped itself away. So there's definitely something hiding. There's definitely something hiding that you've been trying to figure out. You know, what is it that I cannot see? Because I can see that this newness, this opening door is really, really guiding me to a whole other level of abundance. Really? Huh. Okay. All right. What do you want to do? Well, what questions do you have? I mean, what are you really questioning? Are you questioning anything? Is there something? There is something to uncover? I mean, I just said it. You know. Wow. Okay. So it seems like the energy is like, oh, you have a question. You're getting closer. Oh, okay. Let's distract you, and then you're like back at square one, right? If this isn't resonating for you, though, please, you know, don't look for something that isn't there, or you know, something like that. But I do feel like if you, okay. Well, I'll say this. This feels really, really specific. But 321, the numbers 321 have been coming up so much in my experience, or just in general with things, and I've seen it almost 3 times today. 321, and it's this countdown, meaning that your energy is focusing in on this, for example, creative expression of yours. Your energy is honing in on a very specific thing, and maybe that's the thing that's kind of been also hiding, is that you're wondering, you know, hey, there's something wrong with this situation, or I'm trying to figure out what's wrong so I could do the right thing, right? To do the right thing is the most important. And the card that came out while I was talking was Moonbow. So the energy of the moon is really, really standing out here. And Moonbow is shadows, truth, and surprise. Wow. So you might actually be surprised. What's going to surprise you? Who is going to surprise you? Are you going to surprise yourself? All of these things could be true. But the trust you have in yourself is the most important thing right now to nurture, to give. Well, I'm hearing just water and wind and earth and fire, the elements. You're creating a deeper sense of self-trust, and honestly, that feels like the main message, is that you're actually cultivating a deeper sense of self-trust by continuing to move forward in as clear of a way as you can. But earlier I mentioned how this moon was coming up very slow. You know, obviously it's a still picture, but But even this snake it's there's something underneath the water, you know? Underneath this layer of emotion that you have that's kind of creating this separation, this undoing. And it's, you might not be able to see it, but you can feel it. So it might be just kind of not causing havoc, because you seem like a very chill person. I mean, the Gemini I'm thinking of in the moment is very chill and is very graceful and doesn't really show a lot of what's going on the surface. But I do feel like that is an exceptional example of a Gemini, and since you're here, I do feel like you are an exceptional person, regardless of where Gemini is or is not in your chart. I hear the term cross-watcher, or I heard it a lot, over the years, and for some reason that it kind of tickles me, because it feels like sometimes any reading that you see, even if it's labeled a specific sign, can feel like it's really resonating with you. And I might be saying things that are against the tarot or the astrological rules or the reading rules or whatever, but it feels like any reading that's done that you resonate with, it doesn't matter who it's necessarily for. If it's for you, it's for you, you know? Whoa. There is also this energy, for example, you might resonate with this. I just went to go, I went to go somewhere specific, and I parked in a place I thought was the right building, and then looking around and getting out, but it took me a second to understand. I actually parked at the building right before the one that I needed to actually go to. And when I was shuffling and getting a card here just now, I could swear that I could see the specific card standing out to me in my peripheral vision, excuse me, and it was the Star. And when I look down, it's the Astrologer. Interpretation, divination, and belief. So what belief is coming to light that hasn't been serving you? I mean, do you see how she's even grasping her chest here? And then all of this stuff is coming out. All of this space and this access to the planets. You might be looking into, and using this as a metaphor, a pool, right, of your emotion. You might be looking into this pool of all of your emotions, and you can see worlds. You can see Saturn and Jupiter and Mars and Venus and the moon, and you're like, where do I even look? Where do I even start here? There's so many emotions, there's so many feelings that have just been here the whole time, you know? It's almost like I'm reading for a Pisces or something, because there's so much emotion here. Or a water sign. Cancer. Well, that's next. I have a feeling Cancer is going to have a very specific reading. But Gemini, excuse me, I don't mean to take the well, so I'm still learning. I am still learning, and if you know, and I'll look this up after, but I don't know the difference between, like a fixed and immutable. I don't know the fixed or the mutable signs. Like, that hasn't really seeped into my understanding yet, but it feels like Gemini is actually kind of mutable in this situation. You're inquisitive AF. Do you even want... It feels like you're doing something really unorthodox here, which is funny because this is very unorthodox anyways. So to add another layer of non-tradition or going against the grain, you're almost like making your own grain, or your own path. But you might be kind of running in circles in some ways. Like, I imagine, I don't know why a termite is coming through, but when like a termite is eating through wood, it kind of can make all of these weird circular or like scratchy scribbles, and you might just feel like you're scribbling around and you just don't know what the heck you're doing or you're looking for. Bear with me. I'm gonna cut to the chase here, and I'm gonna go to Kuan Yin here, who's been a very beautiful symbol and deity that has actually really inspired me to embrace my own femininity time and time again. But if you're not into any of that, it's fine. It's just, it feels significant. It feels, what's the best way to honor something that grind culture would tell you to just get over. And if you don't know what grind culture is, I don't even know why that's coming up, but it just feels like there's this maybe old school toxic masculine view of, hey, get tough or die, just keep going, just do what you gotta do and keep going. Don't mind your little feelings or your sensitivities or whatever. That's weakness, right? And it's like, no good luck, sir. But that is not how we do things these days at all. We're going to address what's going on, and we're going to take proper action, right? And so I think that the feminine stepping into their power is the most powerful. And yes, the masculine serves a very important purpose to kind of provide the canals for the water to flow through, right? But what is the masculine without the feminine? And this has nothing to do with gender. This is masculine and feminine energies, right? I read this card for the last sign as well. For Taurus, it says the Amaryllis Lute. You are growing fast and leaving fear behind. When your vibration changes, so too does your life. It is safe and loving for you to release that which no longer feels right for you. No matter how important it was in your old life, it might not have the same place in your new life. Accept healing and change now. Very prominent. Okay. Let's see what the moon has to say in accordance with that message. Wow. If you have resonated with any of this so far, please leave a like or subscribe or not, or just, say hi in the comments, something. For Gemini, please. Advice from the moon. It feels like there's this awareness that wants to be acknowledged. There's this sacred feminine awareness that wants to be acknowledged more. I mean, that's what we were just talking about, right? You're growing really fast, so you can't. But it's almost like when earlier I was talking about the moon moving really slow, so you needing to move slowly through this process. But even though you're moving slow, it's contradictory because the energy is wanting to move you really fast, right? So you're purposefully slowing down time. And even I felt a little silly because I had just gone to the gym, and so I felt like this is a weird energy to just do a reading in. But you're working your muscles on your intuitive muscles on slowing things down so that you can actually understand all the details. And it says, don't let pride get in your way. Full moon in Leo. Which is actually the masculine energy. But in tarot, the strength card, there's a woman holding a lion, taming the inner beast, right? That's what it's supposed to stand for. Taming the primordial or primal desires. It's almost like I think in a way the lion can serve as your shadow, and your shadow could be roaring at you, and all you're trying to do is manage. Hey, we need to calm down. We need to move slow. We cannot just thrash and bite and roar at just anything. We need to direct our focus. We need to direct our attention on a specific detail that is evading or thinking that it's going to really get away with something. So I'm gonna actually now, I feel guided to read the generosity card. We'll see. Yeah. So give me a moment. 30? Okay, it says... Hope you're breathing. I'm not sure. Okay. It says, share your knowledge and good fortune. Break down task into teamwork. Tasks. Assist those you know and don't know. Your generosity is often returned to you threefold. Being generous is one of the great joys in life. Do not give in expectation of a return. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, so... This feels quite personal. This feels very specific. It feels like one of those things, and I'm thinking of family. I'm thinking of dynamics that are like family, but let's say you have a family member that gives with the expectation of receiving. You might be so used to that idea that when you receive something from someone completely different in your life, that you have this underlying or subconscious awareness that you owe them. You owe them something, right? When in reality, this other person that's not this family member of yours or something like that wants to give you something, and then you maybe receive it, but you're very hesitant, or you're slightly resistant, right, to actually receiving that or knowing that you are worthy of that without owing them something. And I know that goes much deeper, but that's what's coming through. Is that this thing that's kind of been twisted up, right? And you're in the pool of your emotions. You're seeing it become undone. And I think you are actually trusting that you deserve more, and that you deserve the highest love and the highest light in your life. You deserve all of it, because at your essence, you are that. You are the highest love. You are the highest light. Okay. Well, with that in mind, I'm going to pull an angel card to see... Well, I think to finish out the reading. This feels kind of short. I might finish out there. I might not. But obviously, you know, it'll be done. Whatever's done will be done, right? Uriel, it's going to be okay. I got two, though. Earth Guardian, Learning and the Happening. Wow, okay. Both of these. Oh, wow, and they're both yellowy. They look really similar. Interesting. Should I read both? Well, oh. And there's the whole two thing again. Well, Gemini. Twins. With the... Okay, this is really interesting because I think that there's something really surprising. Still, there's going to be something surprising about this. I mean, do you see how much these cards match up? And not all of them are... They don't all look like this, right? So I'm going to read... Okay, Earth Guardian first wants to be read first. You may be telling yourself that everything happens for a reason, but this might not be helping you heal from the pain a particular situation has caused you. It's important to know that there isn't a divine plan to teach you a lesson. It's more that life experiences unfold based on your decisions. In order for you to learn from every moment, today you are being encouraged to find the reason behind what's happening now, and the reason is you. So, interesting if we reel it on back to the beginning and how this teaching card came out, and I was talking about teaching. It's always, the teaching is always intertwined with a lesson. So the thing that's been unfolding, been uncurling, has been this lesson that maybe you felt like you had to learn. But Spirit was very direct with me in saying, this door is closing. That specific door is closing. The universe isn't trying to teach you a lesson. I mean, what did it say? I can read this again, but it's more that life experiences unfold based on your decisions in order for you to learn from every moment. Today you are being encouraged to find the reason behind what's happening now, and the reason is you. So there is this sense of taking responsibility for what is going on now, but also knowing that no one or nothing is actually against you. There's just something that's needed to be resolved, that's been in the shadows. Okay, well that feels kind of grand, right? But on the flip side, here is the next card. So maybe this will bring more resolve, and if I feel still we need something more, then I'll go there, but this might be it, and this might be all we can do right now with this energy. And I say we, but I know this is for you, Gemini. It feels like really, really close to my heart as well, all of this, Okay, so it says, Uriel, it's going to be okay, no matter what's happening. It's going to be okay. Everything is working out for you. The angels of light are shining upon you, your situation, and anyone involved. If you are feeling overwhelmed or anxious, know this is a reminder of how much you care about things turning out well, and they will turn out well. And there's an activation that says, thank you, Uriel, for helping me to trust in the process and to trust yourself. Okay, this is the last card I will read, and then that's it. Wow. My heart just feels like it's open. It's for you. Like my heart is really like here for you with this, because I don't know exactly what it is, but it feels big. It feels pretty big. So it says, develop your power from the inside out. One of the most transformational aspects of self is strong self-trust. If you trust your judgment and self, you can operate from a position of strength and stability. Trust your gut. Necklace. And you can say, I trust myself. Page 122. 133, 333, 555, 626, 666, 459. I know this sounds how this sounds, but there's angel numbers that you might resonate with. If not, if none of those resonated with you, it's fine, but it felt like I needed to say that, so okay. Okay. Is that really it? Abundance. I think there's something that you need to share. Maybe sing. Okay. Well, that's all I have for you today, Gemini, and I really, really appreciate you for being here. I hope you got something out of it, though, most importantly, and that you choose to move with grace and with self-trust and stability. You're amazing. Okay, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.